Hey guys, Ninja Guy VR here, and April is already at our next door, so it's time to talk about what you can anticipate in terms of VR games. Today we'll be talking about 5 new Quest Plus games coming to the subscription service, release dates, and the best upcoming games that we should be seeing out soon. So let's start by talking about the Quest Plus games. Reachers is coming in hot as a monthly Quest Plus title, a great addition for people who likes tactical shooters in the same genre as Rainbow Six Siege. They've recently had a new content upgrade with adding a new reprojection tool to trick your enemies, which brings a lot of new strategy to the game. You'll also be able to redeem Thrasher. From the developers who brought you the rhythm game Thumper, he's now created a new studio with this game with such a unique style. I've reviewed this nice trippy and arcadey experience in the past, so make sure to check it out. A new Quest Plus catalog includes Swarm, a very cool campaign-focused game where you need to swing around while shooting enemies at the same time. You definitely need your VR legs for this one, and if you enjoy it, it might be worth looking into the sequel afterwards.
It's me, Vinny. We got a lot.
Another Quest Plus catalog addition is Thief Simulator VR Greenview Street. This is a pretty silly game that I quite enjoyed. Make sure to check out my review on this one. This one also have a nice campaign where you have to go around this town to steal certain things. It just really works well in VR and can have some intense moments. The developers are releasing an intriguing new game called Cave Crave that should be releasing very soon, so keep a lookout. The last addition to the Quest Plus catalog is Titan's Clinic. This is a very casual game where you take care of dental issues from Titan characters. They've also introduced an update and you can now also take care of these Titans' nails. It's a great game to showcase if you're a content creator. Videos on these type of games usually do super well. Okay guys, let's now talk about the upcoming games in the month of April. I'm pretty excited for Pinball FX VR releasing on April 3rd. This comes from the well-known Zen studio who's been making pinball video games since forever, so you don't need to worry about the quality of these machines. You'll get an assortment of pinballs to play. Not only that, but they're also including a mixed reality mode. I've come to the conclusion that I'll never have real pinball machines in my home, so this is the next best thing for me. It's also cool that you'll be able to add model characters beside the machine and such.
Battered and broken. It's not the world that was
Another exciting title, Wanderer: The Fragments of Fate. Will we get another date push for this one? Who knows, but fingers crossed that we can finally play it. This is a re-release of the original game that came out 3 years ago. It's nice because it will now be playable on modern VR hardware. Additionally, they're introducing combat in the game, so it'll be nice to revisit for people who has already played it in the past.
You must finish what I could not.
Ember is the heart of our game. A virtual pet inspired.
Stay Forever Home introduced a virtual pet that you can play around with in the virtual world, but also in mixed reality in the comfort of your home. You'll be able to explore virtual environments, and there will also be some nice interaction that you can do with Ember. Seems like a very well-made experience.
She cares about what you're doing too.
Combat Waffle, the developers who brought you Ghosts of Tabor and Grim, now have a new early access game coming out on April 8th. The release had a little bit of a delay so they could work on the game some more. The game is an open-world sandbox zombie survival game where you have to scavenge for some guns, ammo, and other materials while trying to survive the zombie attacks and other players who might also ambush you. It sounds promising on paper, so let's see if they can deliver. I'm very excited for BEATABLE coming out on April 10th. This game introduces the use of hand tracking where you have to follow the rhythm of the song by tapping on the table. You also have to do things such as clapping your hand and snapping your fingers. I've gotten early access to this one, so looking forward to give you my thoughts on it. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you'd like to learn more about it and other VR games.
What's happening? Esper, can you hear me?
Resist came out almost 4 years ago on MetaQuest, but we're now getting a port on PSVR 2. This game is in my backlog since it looks like a fun story adventure where you swing around the city, shooting robots and solving puzzles. They've also recently released a super well received game called Into Black, which is also announced for PSVR 2 on a later date. I don't think that we've seen VR footage of this one yet, but Lushfoil Photography Sim, coming out on April 15th, will be a hybrid flat screen and VR game. This is a photography game, and it looks gorgeous. I think that this will be a great place to take pictures in, and it's going to be cool seeing what kind of photography some people will come up with. Elements Divided is coming out on April 23rd and seems like a cool arena battler. You get to choose from 4 elements, then you're thrown into this world where you can fight against either AI opponents or real people. I'm kinda curious on how this will compare to Crystal Conquest, another game coming out soon since they seem to have the same kind of vibe. We'll see when the game comes out. We have a date for Ghost Town and it's April 24th. I'm so hyped for this one since it looks like a quality puzzle adventure. Coming from the developers who brought us the Room VR, I just know that the type of puzzles that we'll be getting are going to be great. And I'm curious on how the story is going to develop, since it seems very story focused compared to their previous title. I'll definitely be playing this as soon as I can. The next games don't have a release date yet but are expected to release sometime soon. Sid Meier's Civilization 7 VR is expected to come out in spring, so we should see it pretty soon. One of the biggest titles of this year so far. It's a strategy series well loved by many. You get to control decisions to grow your civilization while trying to control more lands. There's way more things to it and can get pretty complex. I'm super curious to see how well it'll translate in VR and can't wait to get my hands on it. We've had a delay for Vertigo 2 into the Aether, but we should see it pretty soon. This is a standalone DLC where you won't need the original game to play it, but it is recommended to play the previous game to understand what's going on. This time around you play as the Doctor, and the adventure seems pretty well fleshed out, so this should be a really fun one. I'm so happy that Devolver Digital is putting some love in VR. They've introduced a sequel to Gorn that should come out soon. The first game was an arena battler with some interesting mechanics. Your objective is to go through enemies with different type of weapons with some pretty gory animation. It's a very silly adventure to go through, and the difficulty levels make it so that you can adjust it to your liking. I'll need to finish going through the first one before starting the sequel. Crystal Commanders should be coming out soon. This is a real-time strategy game that seems inspired by Command & Conquer, where you build your buildings and troops to expand and get stronger to attack your enemies. The different aspect is that this one is in mixed reality. It should be pretty cool to use your environment to decide where to build your stuff. I'm keeping an eye on this one. There you have it, guys! These are the games that I personally feel are the most interesting as of right now. I hope that you can find something of interest and let me know in the comments if you plan on picking up one of them. Thanks for watching!